that like button. Hit that like button. If you do it at the same time, you know, shit, you'll be paying a few bills around here. Pay a few bills. By the time I look up, I should hear somebody that can tell me they hear me by giving me the thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me get my chat call out the way. Yes. Queen Christy was first. Woo! And she the one caused this. So I'm gonna have to cuss Queen out first. Hey, Red Bunny. Lavelle, what's good with it? What's good with it? Karen J. Hey, Marietta Jones. Hey, Ever Ward. Hey, Love Spare. Lady G in the building. Hey, Sonya Davis. Sonya, Miss Sonya. Hey, Miss Sonya. Peace and love and liar, a.k.a. America's Most Wanted, because I think she keeps changing the name because she's wanted. Zoe, my girl Zoe in the building. Zoe in the building. It's nice. Me always giving people hell. Dime. I'm looking for Dime. Oh, SM done came in the building. Oh, okay. All right. I'm looking for Dime. Top of the line. So, look here, Queen. Look here, Queen. Mind your own goddamn business. Okay? Thanks to your ass. You wouldn't let it go. Now, I originally told y'all, since I can do this, I could be an ass. You know, I ain't really be an ass. I'm just fucking around. Well, I just want to see how the information will flow. You know, I'm just gonna see would anybody pick up anything, and not just copy what people say or wait for somebody else to put it out or whatever. You know, I want to see what would happen. So remember, I told you, I said one day I'm gonna put out some information incorrectly just to see how many people repeat it, and they're gonna be repeating the incorrect shit. So I can confirm. See, I told you, sit there and listen to my motherfucking ass or whatever, and then talk shit about me. I don't mind the motherfucker repeating me, but that's not talking shit about me. I'm okay with that, those people. But motherfuckers that want to talk shit about me, take shots and then repeat what I say, I got a problem with that. Okay? Because I'm on Pettyville 2020. Yes. Petty. Shit that don't matter. Okay, this shit here don't matter to me. This don't give me an award or a reward or pay bills or make me feel good about myself. Shit. If I got it wrong, hell, I would feel bad about me. That's when I'd be like, oh Lord, I need to shut it down and go hell and immediately enroll in a refresher somewhere. Where I'm also the teacher plus the student at the same motherfucking time. But instead of putting out wrong information, I just omitted some information. Because this is really troubling to me, right? Let me tell you why. Damn it, I waste my damn soda. I'm gonna tell you why it's troubling. Because you have people that don't really want to touch the judge's shit. And see, that's gonna pose a problem in Chicago. Because this judge gives a whole bunch of oral orders, right? Every time you see something listed in there as a minute entry, that means oral order, right? So that's coming from him. And you have to watch him because he's requesting additional shit. We got to figure out why he's requesting it. He's also making, rulings at the same time. He's doing it all, whenever he want to do it, either whether it be by oral, or by some written order or something like that. He's doing it all, right? And just because it comes in pacer, that doesn't mean that it is a written order. Okay, when you see minute entry, that means it's an oral order. All right, that means he, you know, gave it on one of the hearings, right? So where you see where Judge Ann, I can only think of like maybe a handful of instances. Well, I can only remember like only one time she asked the question, and I can remember like a couple times where she gave a active order. And what I mean by active order, and this is what I call them, is when the judge wants you to like submit the jury in, some shit about the jury instructions, or the judge is asking you to submit something. I call those active orders because he wants you to act upon something. But this man here, he got a lot of shit going on. And over here, we have to know the procedures, okay? And we are ahead of the game with, a lot of stuff that's already happened. I've already did live on it, but we have to know the procedures. Can't get away with knowing one part of it because you're going to misinform. You're going to misinform everybody else, and you're going to just be confused, and you're going to be lost in the sauce. And then that creates I get a whole bunch of questions. Well, somebody said this here. Can you? And I'm like, listen, from now on, like I said a long time ago, I'm okay with people, somebody tell me I'm wrong. I'm fine with that because I want to know where I'm wrong with so I can get it correct. Because if I don't know right off the top of my head, I'm going to go find it to see what the hell is going on. Because if you got something that makes you right, then you must, you're going to need to have that in black and white, right? Not just what you think. You don't have to have that in black and white. So I'm trying to remember to, when I also do lives, I'm going to also try to include like the a more expansive write-up on it on the community board, right? Because people, like I said, people learn in different ways. I found they learn by oral, they learn by written, and they also learn by hands-on. That's just how, some people need all three. Some people do better just one. So I'm going to try to remember to do that. But anyway. Let me tell you about Queen Ass. Let me tell you about her ass. So I put up there, I copied and pasted, right out of Pacer, the judge, because we had already talked about, I told you what it was going to be, right? What he was actually talking about. So it actually looks like he wants both of them, something with regards to the jury, as well as getting a pre-screen jury. I called it specifications yesterday. Like I gave an example where he's saying, he maybe want to exclude people right off the bat that have seen Surviving R. Kelly. All right, from the jury, from the jury pool. And with regards to the judge, he could have needed a panel of judges to decide over a particular manner, to look into things, something with regards to the proceedings, right? And it doesn't have to be a panel of judges. It could be a panel of lawyers that's just judging something with regard to procedural matters or deciding a matter or something like that, right? So apparently he's doing both. But the big thing that was tucked away in there, and old Queen Christie ass, she just won't let it go. I was trying to be evasive to her ass. I was like, I was going to come out. I was going to see how long it was going to take for somebody to come out here and talk about it, right? So let me go to it and tell you what I'm talking about. So she wanted to know what was the part 2 as far as the separate jury panel, right? What does that mean? So as y'all can tell, as y'all see, Before you get to all of that, I went ahead and put just straight up out the rule book and everything about what 47 B, 47 1B, all that means, right? I didn't go into the separate jury panel, right? I'm gonna tell you why. Because I told you that when it comes to co-defendants, it's a lot of shit goes on with that, right? Severance is just severance and cursio and all that type of stuff. It's just not automatic, right? They have remedies. Remember, I told y'all remedies to what they deploy before they even get to testing to see if a severance would be warranted, right? So, Queen kept on saying, well, could you explain that second part of that? I'm like, damn, I'm trying to wait. And, I was like, I was being, evasive. I was like, shit. I was telling Jojo, let me go and explain it. Because it ain't going to be on my heart. I just can't be doing bad shit. I'm going to trick their ass and see. Maybe I'll go up here and say something, say the wrong shit or whatever on purpose and shit. But anyway, now I just can't. My heart is not like that. I can't be around here playing games. We ain't got time to play on games. This shit is moving quick, and I like to get ahead of the game and book them, put them in the books, the lives and the upload. They in the books, okay. So anyway, so let me explain to you what exactly with regards to that part, what he's doing. Right, he is trying to remedy the severance issue. Okay. He's trying to remedy the severance issue, so he won't have to do that. He also came up with a way that does not violate like the Sixth Amendment rights, any due process clause, like the 14th Amendment or anything like that. Not it could probably maybe circumvent, any Crawford issues or the Bruton rule, whatever that we already spoke about with regards to co-defendants and the right to confront your accuser, maybe. And it definitely fits along the lines of the procedures, right, that goes down in court, right? So this is what he's doing, or he's trying to do. What he's saying is that they are, let me see, they are flirting with the idea of having 3 different jury panels, 3 different jury pools, right? So it's a pool for each defendant. Okay? A pool for each defendant. So a jury for each defendant. And what happens is now that evidence that's related to that defendant gets presented in front of that one jury. And even if it's evidence that overlaps, right? But only the evidence for that one juror, that one defendant, would be presented in front of that jury. So that's not to say that you won't hear R. Kelly's name or whatever, but it's still going to be one trial. Okay? One case, one trial, 3 different juries. If they, decide to do this. So that is what they are contemplating. So that's what they'll have if it works out. If it works out, that's what they'll have. Uh, Sometimes that have been met with some issues, maybe by the prosecutor a few times up on appeal. But yeah, so that's what it is. That is exactly what it is. They're trying to get three different juries for three different defendants. Evidence that pertains to that defendant. It might also pertain a little bit to the other defendant, but pretty much it's going to be geared to that defendant. Evidence. Let me say it like this: that strongly implicates that person's guilt. So they're trying to do that to circumvent having an actual severance. Yeah, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. This is some crazy shit. Boy, let me tell you something. I done got beat down so damn much by R. Kelly. I ain't calling R. Kelly R. Kelly. No goddamn. I'm calling him just like I know him. Rob. Hey, Rob. Yeah, that's what I'm calling him. Shit. It's a lot. A lot of damn work. But yeah, so. And let me see. What I post so much on that damn updates from the day and notes and shit. Let me see what else I posted. So I also was talking about the different just a reminder that all of these um remedies for these post convictions and appeals and stuff have timely filing and stuff like that. And also to look out for what I was talking about, he get a chance to file that habeas corpus um to when he filed that motion with the trial court, he'll be able to introduce evidence that was inadmissible, and she'll have a bigger platform for her strategy, right? She can implement more strategy, more of that stuff that tug on a person's heart, that type of stuff, right? She gets to really go wild a little bit with her free, with the strategies, right? So, and on that with the writ of habeas corpus, they can vacate his conviction, right? His sentence. They can do that. At that point, it would be a sentence, right? So they can do that. Um, Let me see what else I was talking about. I'll let you know that a when the vacate of a sentence at a lower court is different when someone at the appeals level, when they said they vacate the sentence, it's two different things, right? One deal. I don't know why I'm chewing this damn cheese stick. I am sorry. That is rude as hell. I'm up here eating, and I don't like to eat online. Sorry. But at the trial level, right? They can ask. Well, no, let me explain from the appeals level because it'll be easier for them to understand. Just know this, because that's what most likely will be addressed it anyway. If they vacate, just keep in mind, if they vacate the decision of a lower court on appeal, and one of her issues we already know because we've seen it was that the evidence wasn't sufficient, right? We saw that on her acquittal. Just know that if they do that, then the prosecution cannot retry, or shouldn't be allowed to. Let me say it like that, because the law changes every day. Should not be allowed to retry R. Kelly, because what they're saying, the higher court is saying that the evidence wasn't sufficient enough in the first place to be put in front of a jury at the lower court. So that's the biggest thing that you have to keep in mind, right? If they do it, if she wins that at a lower level, right, on this appeal that she has in, then the prosecution can retry them, because they pretty much, the defense pretty much waived their rights to double jeopardy, which allows the prosecution the rights to try you, right, without violating double jeopardy. Make sure I get it all in. What else did I talk about? Yeah, I added a part in there about prosecutorial misconduct, based off one of the last conversations I had with Levi. And with prosecutorial misconduct, that is treated different ways depending on what the prosecutorial misconduct is and where did it happen. Did it happen at the lower court? Did it happen, or was it brought up on it in the appeals court? So if it's raised at the trial court level, and if it's dealing with something like um, if it results in whatever the issue is, and if it results in a mistrial or a conviction, then it can be vacated depending on if it violates double jeopardy. So a retrial may be prohibited at the lower courts, like if it was a Brady violation or something like that, or if the prosecution suppressed the evidence, things of that nature. If the prosecution, planted evidence and things like that, right? If it's done an appeal and it's granted, then the prosecution can still retry R. Kelly without violating double jeopardy, because again, they waive their rights. It's crazy, right? It is crazy. When it comes to back to that sufficient of the evidence, like they'll be able to retry him if it's because she has sufficient challenges all over that acquittal, right? Just say if some of that gets, just say when she wins that, right? Just say she wins that. If she does, then the prosecutor can go ahead and retry him, because, well, again, double jeopardy, she's not violating double jeopardy, because double jeopardy is still going to be in place because it carries over from the initial trial. It's still in place. So there won't be no violation. I know it's confusing. That's why I did it in print. I'm just skimming through it right now, but I did it in print. I also talked about when Just Jazz was up here, and she brought out the article of J-Bo talking to I'm not on the screen, y'all, talking to one of the, I think it was Jason Meisner, I believe. And I was surprised about like what she said that was in the sentencing materials, right? And what with the phase that we're in now, when you see all the sentencing memorandum, the mitigation expert report, the PSR or PSI, the sentencing memorandum from the prosecutors, any type of letters that supports either side, the aggravating factors, all of that, right? Those are all called sentencing materials, right? And J-Bo had said, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot exactly what it was because I read it on the other live. But Just Jazz read it, and I read a little bit of it. It seems like she has gotten through to him, or maybe is working with him, to show how he could show some type of, I want to say, remorse slash accountability, right? That doesn't transfer into guilt. It all depends on how they word it. Okay. And I gave a expansive example on the right, but I'll just freestyle here. So depending on how they write it, like I know Just Jazz said they brought up, I'm around the front now, they brought up something about what happened in his childhood. They brought up something about talking about the, you know, the bad acts of others. I guess R. Kelly was surrounded, whatever. She can word that, they can word that in a way as to say, due to my childhood trauma, my mental deficiencies, and because I listen, I don't know what's on there, but because I depended on others to run my career while I performed in my career, I wasn't hands-on. I listened to others. I took the advice of others. I don't mentally and with the intelligence level, I don't function as a person of my age. I function in a diminished capacity. So my knowing right from wrong is a little different. So when I'm saying to some of the crimes that they allege, I committed, I only committed due to these factors, right? These factors, which are, she can rope them into mitigating factors, which is what she's going to do. So, carefully worded, it does not bump heads with his appeal or have him violate his Fifth Amendment or say something or put something out there that could come back to haunt him in his subsequent trials that he has coming up. It's not an admission of guilt. No. It's a awareness that I know something happened. And I feel sorry that it happened, that I was a part of it. But for my childhood, my mental deficiencies, my limited intelligence, my reliance upon others around me, I pretty much farmed out my life for others to run because I was a very busy man, and I can show proof of that. Because of those things, while I may be responsible, I say that I shouldn't bear full responsibility. That's a lot different than saying I'm guilty and have mercy upon my soul. That's a lot different. No, them lawyers crooked as hell. Yeah. I'm just coming up with that on the spot. Yeah, I should have been on medicine when I wasn't. My lack of medical attention played a part in some of my actions. Oh, I can push it together for you. Yeah. Shit. That lady got to swing the bang. Leave that goddamn lady alone. Shit. She got to craft this shit up. And she gonna come up with something way better than shit I'm saying. Because I just came up with that. Her ass been working on that for weeks. So, yeah. So y'all don't start going crazy and crying and shit. Oh, He should plead guilty. They ain't saying he pleading guilty. You got to understand. Taking things to court isn't always the best for your client. You get that file, you looking at the shit, what's ahead, what you got to deal with, and look, listen, it is what it is. You got to do what's best for your client. What because he's already guilty, been found guilty. You got to work with that. For one, in her situation. Then she's with a case that got visual depictions and shit, videos and shit. You gotta work with that. And let me make something really, really clear, right? During the course of a trial, there's something called the official record, the record, right? Which largely consists of the transcripts, the exhibits, and all that other stuff, right? Motions, and all of that. It makes up the official transcript because it has to be intact. If it's not right, the lawyers will correct it. The objections have to be preserved for post-conviction phase, right? So they have to do all of that. And while I would submit that whatever tapes that was mentioned, visual depictions or whatever, that was offered into evidence in court, that is what the jury saw. They either saw that while that person was still on the stand, or extrinsic, either by a stipulation or something when that person was off the stand. But the jury saw all of that. That stuff is referenced in that transcript. So there's nothing that the jury saw that's not in that transcript. That would make it not on the record. So if that's the case, how would he get the conviction based on the shit that wasn't on the record? If people would do the judge portion of the shit, she answered that question for you. She only referenced those particular text messages, but that applies to any evidence that was not offered in court. It won't be on that transcript. It won't be a part of the record. So what videos and visual depictions, whatever, the couple things they said they had, whatever, that's what they saw. That's what the jury had. So it wasn't a whole bunch of devices and all that shit or whatever. It just didn't show up. Farinella pointed that out on that motion to limit. That's why it stuck to my guns with that, because I know that you can say things in paperwork that not factual, but to make a strong assertion like that, and then the prosecutor to come back and say testimony about that particular evidence, like somebody's filming or whatever, is considered evidence, which we already knew that. So that's what they was referencing. It wasn't actual something visual, whatever. And also some of the transcripts from some of the days, it had a key in the back of it, and it referenced the exhibits and whatever came in or whatever. It was a key to the word in the transcript. That's all the exhibits that they were talking about. So if we didn't read about it in the transcripts, the jury didn't see it either. They didn't have a separate, thing. If they saw whatever the jury saw and put out there, it's in the transcript somewhere. Whether they sat there in court and saw it, or they saw it wherever they seen it at, it will be in them transcripts. Reference there. If it ain't there, it just ain't there. So um what else? And the text messages at this point, the one J-Bo references, it's neither here or there. Because once again, if you do that judge part of it, you will know that it was never offered up in court. So it wasn't authenticated, it wasn't even talked about. It wasn't a decision made on. It wasn't used for nothing. It meant nothing. If you read what J-Bo says, she's saying she could have used them for a reason, for a particular defense. But the judge, a few weeks ago, cut all that out, which I'm pretty sure she's going to deny that motion, because she said evidence that wasn't offered in a court cannot have a insufficient challenge to it. It's just plain and simple. Cut and dry. Ain't no way you can make it. Can't be spent, can't be. It is what it is. You're going to look, you're never going to find, because it's already been decided upon. Just wait to see what she says, give the order, whenever she does that. And I think she's going to do it at the hearing, but she don't have to. Like I said, if after a while it will show up on a list of pending, and most attorneys or the court assume if the judge don't respond in a certain amount of time, then you can reasonably believe that she denied. I thought about this a little earlier. I said that she might get, based on what she did to Michael Williams, how she treated Richard Arline, and just some of the stuff when I read what she said about Michael Williams, I believe that the judge might give a symbolic sentencing of 30 years. You know why? Because 30 years was the length of time the prosecutors alleged that his crimes took place. He is famous for hauling 30 years on at least two different places. So I think this is just hypothetical. I don't know. I think she may give a symbolic sentencing of 30 years. That's not that much harm, because you do 85% of the time. So I don't know what that comes out to. When they get out like early 70s still. So that's what I'm thinking. Rewind, Ms. Angela. Are you trying to say that R. Kelly may spend his sentencing in a mental hospital? No, shouting. What I'm saying is, when it comes to mitigating factors, right? With the brothers Johnsons, his attorneys during the trial, they came up with the exculpatory defense, right? Mental diminished capacity and stuff like that. They are all exculpatory defenses, because it either justifies or excuses, right? So it mitigates your guilt. So you're not 100% guilty, or you're guilty because of whatever reason. That's just a defense they set forth in order for, and that will also can play out and run through his sentencing, right? She could use that, even though it wasn't, he tried to use it with the age thing. That didn't work. He didn't use anything with, I don't think, with his mental capacity, right? He didn't use it. They didn't use anything with regards to that. So that's what I'm talking about. But now the judge can sentence however she wants to, right? But in order for somebody to be remanded to a mental health hospital, that means that they got to be found insane. Okay? And that's usually comes up when it's like murders and stuff like that. You got doing some crazy shit. But you know, and who knows? I don't know what J-Bo may pull. You know, I don't know what J-Bo may pull. But you got to have something coming up there to diagnose him insane. And it'll be a rush job right now. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. So this is a lot. Let me see. Let me catch some. You are up against the damn wall, made still. Turn that up. Just shirt. She truck so you can cut through the burst through. What is you talking about, Lavelle? Then was going to play that card out of it was server. It's in Shalom is in everyone okay with Kev. That's all I want to know. I'm gonna be listening. I keep hearing people say that he didn't get the help. Help was my question. Dyslexia can't be correct. It's just however it could be enhanced. Oh, look at Queen. Queen coming up through with the knowledge. Queen look, medication has been skilled. Lady G. Don't run, girl. Sounds as though. Yes. If she comes with some type of listen, it sounds crazy to y'all, but it makes perfectly good sense. It sounds crazy to y'all because y'all not understanding one, what he's up against, two, the way she's going. If she's introducing something to with regards to his mental capacity, people with mental that have deficiencies, I don't know what she could say or whatever, they take medicine. Most of the time, like they supposed to. If he never was treated, you damn right I'll pull that card. You crazy? Now let me switch defense mode. Let me go defense mode, okay? You got to save a motherfucker's life by getting him as least time as possible. He has already been convicted. So there's you got to take the gloves off. You got to come up with it. You got to fucking come up with it. Ain't nobody finna beat around, play around and shit. And let me tell you something. To say who is on the tape, that's just talk. They go through a whole process of authenticating that. They don't just take nobody's word for it. Especially when you got somebody saying, no, that's me and him on the tape at this particular time. We did this, we did that, and this is what happened. I was with him. That was me and him on the tape. Can you point to who you're talking about, ma'am? Yes, that man right there. Only thing you can do is at that point discredit the tape. You try to discredit the witness by discrediting her memory or making it seem like she's inconsistent, like not calling her a liar, but to show where she can have some inconsistent statements. But you got to have the evidence to do that. They don't give a fuck about how anybody feel. You say they ain't him. Okay. That's why they bring experts for that, and not motherfuckers like us. Well, if he actually get on the meds, that crap zombify you for real. But listen, I'm not saying, y'all listen to me what I'm saying. I'm saying these are defenses. These are mitigation reasons. I ain't say you got to get on no medicine. I'm trying to give 101 mitigating reasons. Do anybody know what mitigating means? Let's start there. Does anybody know what that means? Have you heard us read the paperwork, especially with regards to the sentencing materials? The mitigation was all through there. They even hired a mitigation expert. So obviously, the act of mitigating is important. If you want him to get out, if you want him not to die in jail, let me tell you something. If she have to say Michael Jackson chimp Bubbles had something to do with it, and therefore her client is not responsible for the part Bubbles played in it that led to the crimes he committed, she gonna say that. Thank you. Right. Mitigation is to lessen something. Because we already know he's going to be sentenced. There ain't no getting around that. Even if he gets sentenced and they vacate or whatever, he's going to get sentenced. About 7 days. A little less than 7. Depending on what comes through that mitigation report and what she gets up to give her mitigating factors, that can be the turning point. You've seen people, I mean, just think of, what was that lady who killed that cop, who killed that man, that black man, talking about she went to the wrong apartment and shit and shot the man or whatever, and only got 3 years. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't the judge hug her ass and shit? She got that based on mitigating factors. Because see, while the defense is arguing mitigating factors, the prosecution is arguing aggravating factors. So if you think J-Bo gonna sit up there and be like, just look at the judge and the judge look back at her, no, she gonna make up something. She gonna come up with something. Because the prosecutor is submitting aggravating factors, both orally as well as written, for him to get as much time as possible. If that the judge will give him. Do you hear him say 25, at least 25 years? Shit, that's 25 to life. Then the defense is just gonna do the opposite, to subtract from, and here's the thing, right? They are working against two factors. The defense is working against the prosecutors over there with their aggravating factors, right? As well as the probation fucking, the PSR fucking report, their recommendations. Because they recommended the shit. So she's working against two factors. And if you don't think she gonna bring Bubbles the monkey in that motherfucker, it must be crazy. Shit. Bubba the monkey motherfucker checked the ID. Hell, that's who checked it. Bubba's the goddamn monkey. Yeah, that was crazy. I can't believe that they got 3 years for that shit. Police are not with them fake ass tears she had on there. 3 years and killed that goddamn man. Are you serious? And the judge hugs her. Hell no. Hell no. That's crazy. When I volunteer for judicial reform, my every argument on every piece of paper I say, murder should always come with the stiffest penalty. Always. Murder of the highest classification. Yes. Like how can somebody get 15 years for murder and somebody get life for dope? Huh? Shit. I don't get it. What? I'm not freaking you out, Levant. I'm not freaking y'all out. Wait a minute. I told you I'm gonna give it to you on the real. What you want me to say? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not. And this is not a bad thing. From what I read, and J-Bo told it to Jason Meisner, what she has placed in her sentencing materials, that's a good thing. She is giving mitigating reasons for him not to, die in prison. That is a good thing. Mitigation is good. It don't matter what's on there. Mitigation is good. Just go with it. Because guess what? How about look at this? Look, thank you, Lil Mac, always knowing what the hell going. I said I love me some Lil Mac. Listen to this. Let me put it to you this way. Maybe you can understand this, Lavelle. If she don't argue any mitigation factors, if there's nothing come through mitigation, he will die in prison. How about that, Lavelle? How about that? If she says nothing, or if she come out there timid and shit on the with the mitigation, he would die in jail. Right. But I'm telling you, he needs that. He really, really needs that. I'm just joking with y'all, but yeah, he really needs that. Mitigation plays a part in all these crimes. It's just it is what it is. Now, those tapes and shit. I mean, hey, that is yet to be determined. You got to go to trial for that. I don't know. But if you got people, we read Milton Brown's stuff. Okay, we read who is that? The prosecution motion to limit. Did J-Bo put in one for R. Kelly? Did J-Bo put in a motion to limit for R. Kelly? Where's Queen Everybody? What QE is? I don't want to go looking. Let me see. Oh man, hold on. That's Milton. That's the USA. Where's hers? Where's J-Bo's motion and limiting? What is going on? Hold on. Response to you. That's the sever. I ain't on the screen, y'all. Oh, let me do a little look, because she should have it in by now. Unless she, okay, so they pushed it back to, oh, well, she got time. They pushed it back. I think those things supposed to be about 30 days, 30 or 45 days. Um, wait a minute, that must have been 13. So yeah, I think it's 30 or 45 days. So she got about 2 more weeks. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And see, they doing a lot of stuff on the phone and stuff. Which I mean, the argument should have been handled on phone. But the deadlines and stuff like that. Now we need y'all to let us know, because I'll be looking for it. So she got to be coming up with her motion to limit. That's crazy. Right, right. It is. It's a lot. He would have benefited by a clear and a good and I'm not saying nothing bad about the attorneys. I'm not saying nothing bad about those. But he would have benefited well, a whole lot more, if he had a consistent defense team from down the start to finish. At least a year in. A year in would have been like 2020. Right? Let me pin this link just in case. So, but yeah, so anybody, so just to make sure everybody get it, we may see 3 juries. That means a jury per defendant. Yeah, and it seems as if the somebody is assisting Judge Weber with the procedural matters in this case, because I think they're trying to get ahead of a lot of potential issues that they probably saw that went on with New York and all of this. They are trying to probably get it in front of that. So that lady got her work cut out for her. And also, that Bill Cosby trial that just occurred, that was a civil loss for J-Bo and whoever else was on that team, right? So you can't compare that to R. Kelly's situation and say, it's probably going to end up the same, because one, R. Kelly shit is criminal. With the civil case, the bar is so low that it's almost hard. Well, actually, shit, it's almost hard to, win those cases. I'm talking about on the defense side. The bar is so low. The evidence that they allow is like, it's not as specific as it is in the criminal side, because a lot of stuff that's inadmissible when it comes to the criminal side is admissible in the civil side. So yeah, it would have been hard for her to win that, for them to win that. Yeah, I said that too, little Mac. I like Gold Greenberg. To be honest, I like Gold Greenberg, because I do believe just by him saying the things that he said, he tried to fight to stay on the case. He tried to fight to get along with R. Kelly. And he was throwing, for the most part, he was, calling his other attorney, the other attorney that was working with him, to the carpet. And he really wanted to help him. But y'all, I think a lot of the supporters confused, and I think I just laid it out as clear as I could. If you ain't real, you ain't gonna get it. If your mind ain't open, and if you're dealing on emotions, if you ain't that smart, you ain't gonna get what I'm saying. Mitigation is not a outright admission of guilt. It's not that. It's not that at all. Because mitigation, a lot about your childhood and all of that comes up, plays a factor in you doing the maximum time or getting a lighter sentence. So if you can understand that, doesn't mean that, I mean, that's a part of the sentencing. You have to have mitigating factors. I mean, you don't have to have them, but you'll be a damn fool not to. You can sit there and say no comment. Shit. And be, hey, your ass be, shit, have 25 life sentences. Shit. You don't have to say that, oh, I'm guilty. No, that's not what you're saying. You're saying this happened because of this. And therefore I shouldn't have, be the blame fully or at fault. And depending on how they word it. And also, let me tell you something else about mitigation. People could also confuse. Some lawyers don't even, I don't know how they don't, I don't know how this works. You can give a defense which is mitigating, right? And sometimes your ass can be found not guilty. You ain't said you're innocent, but you're saying you shouldn't be found guilty because of these mitigating factors. Therefore, you can be found innocent. Right, Lavelle. Right. Let me tell you something. I said that from the first time I saw that goddamn discovery. I said this got to be a strategic forward ass defense. And part of those strategies got to be some mitigation. Got to have an exculpatory defense. Because you can't blank and say that evidence is not there. Don't look at it, jury. Unless you tell that jury, yeah, you can look at it because somebody framed my client. That means that he did not do none of this. That means you got to come up with some believable conspiracy theories. you know. And hey, I mean, and I know what the law states, and I get that. I know what the law states, whatever. But I said it a million times. I got a problem if somebody like tricked me into a crime. I just got a problem with that. Said that from day one. Because in that case, I shouldn't have to bear the full responsibility. Because here's the argument you can make. It's not like in a case of an entrapment, right? Where usually when it's a police enforced entrapment, right? That person is already a drug dealer. Okay. So, and your police informant comes up and, got this deal. And whatever the setup portion of it, he's already a drug dealer. He already knows what he's doing wrong. He already knows that. Just in the cases, not all of them, just in the cases where somebody lied about their age. Now, when you found out later on how old they were, then if that's what happened, and that became his guilt, right? But I'm talking about in the beginning. Because you can make an argument that my client did not set out to have, on those cases, he did not set out to have a relationship with an underage individual. See, that's a defense. That's an argument to that. Did they say that in the transcript? But that's a given. That's easy right there. Shit, man. You see what I'm saying? If you got, you well in your right to claim that. Hell, I wasn't setting out to commit a crime. Just because I committed a crime on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that don't mean I wanted to do it on Tuesday and Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Can't do that. These are what I'm saying is justifications and excuses to evidence. I can't tell you that it don't exist. Can't tell you not look at it. But it's getting underway. It's some stuff like, if some more tapes or whatever's gonna be in Chicago or whatever, I don't know where that superseding indictment is. It should be superseded by now. If you haven't gotten through all of it, since you haven't got through most of it, or if it's coming in as uncharged acts because you can't identify them, but then the defense could have a argument with saying, how the hell you know they underage? Unless somebody on there saying, give me this 13-year-old coochie. Something like that. And then in that situation, you really don't need that person because you can just hit with child pornography. You can add that charge if it's a new independent, tape or something. You can just, or visual depiction or whatever. I'm just gonna say visual depiction so it can cover everything. then you could just say, hey, we can get you for, child pornography. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. I know Chicago's getting on my damn nerve. The judge is getting on my nerve. They won't do what I want them to do, how I want them to do it. You're my damn nerve. Mm-mm. So I'm trying to make sure, because I know I'm getting increased questions. But I heard somebody say this. I heard somebody say that. I heard somebody. Oh, Lord. We got to get it the goddamn together. We really do. He old. And if you had to come out retirement team up with J-Bo, this should have been over and we'll be getting new music making baby. LaVelle, you so crazy. Do you know two people? I came out here on a low profile, right? Two people and asked them, hey, can you work on this was like when Levi first came out in 2019. I'm like, no, I'm retired from that shit. I am a law professor. Are you crazy? Hell no. Nope. But I'm telling you, this woman is swinging and banging for him. She's getting, he's listening to her. I can tell. And that's what he needs. He needs to listen to her. Not nobody without a law degree. And not nobody with personnel department, not HR at job. I ain't trying to talk about any kind, but I'm just saying. None of these goddamn fans that contact her and whatever on the goddamn YouTube, the Twitter, especially that goddamn Twitter. Not these motherfuckers. He need to listen to her. He don't need to listen to no friends or none of that. Because they just going to have him putting in stupid motions. Because I told you, I could tell when it's a R. Kelly motion and when it's an attorney motion. I can tell. What's good with it? Progress 2 times? What you talking about, QE? What you talking about exactly? You with your 1 or 2 liners today. Your 1 or 2 words. Mm-hmm. Now, I want to see if conducting a, Radir for 3, getting juries for 3, if they, do it. I want to know, would that satisfy them? Because that's a remedy. Remember, I keep telling y'all, a good motion, a good pleading, because a motion is what you want the judge to do. A pleading is what you want the other side to do. And it just wrapped up in a sense. It has a remedy in there. Oh, thank you, Lavelle, for the backhanded compliment. Right, Kiwi. Right. Keith Raniere writing his own motions? Oh, hell no. Hey, he probably, why he got 120 years. Shit, he probably acted as his own consultant. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Listen, if you got somebody facing life, you got to understand it's a good possibility they can get just that, life. So you got to come out with baby everything under the shit, everything you could think of. Shoot. I think part 2 of J-Bo's sentencing memorandum or sentencing submission, whatever you want to call it, that the sealed, I think it contains, then it said contains letters from friends and shit. Let me go be nosy. I think that's what it said. Let me see. I'm being nosy. Well, okay, yeah, this is it. Okay. Sensitive memorandum. That is J-Bo. Okay. And what is this? Sensitive memorandum. J-Bo sensitive memorandum. And what is this? Okay, a letter about restitution as to Robert Kelly. All right, I don't think I put that on there. And you have the sentencing memorandum that J-Bo put in the second part of it. I'm pretty sure the supplement is a doctor, an MD, a regular doctor. So he got character letters. Right. Okay. Character letters. That's what I was looking for. He has character letters. And this sealed document is about the restitution. So listen. So restitution is, based on what we don't know what they are asking, who they're asking for. So it could be restitution. It could be to accusers, maybe through that victims fund. It could be through it could be talking about fines and fees and shit like that. They could be talking about the orders they already have in there that was read early on about like seizing his whatever they said they list that they were going to seize. As far as the RICO, the accusers that's involved in that civil RICO, they could, involved in that RICO portion of it, counts one, they could, go through the government and they can take R. Kelly back to court under civil RICO to get monies that way. They can do that. I don't know if that victims fund would apply to those accusers. I don't know if they can get money out of that. I'm not sure. I never had a sex case, so I'm not sure. Who is the other? What was the other way? Oh, what else I was gonna say? So if his commissary, in order for them to, I went through this too, and somebody have, played a live call of them on the phone with the Bureau of Prisoners to ask them what I had already explained. For them to freeze R. Kelly's commissary, they would have to do a court order of that. So far, New York run their paperwork pretty clean, right? So it's going to come out through that pacer. And just in case it didn't, I'm pretty sure J Bo would take to Twitter or anywhere else to say that they have an order freezing R. Kelly's commissary. So it's not just a process. Well, no. They have to go. You have to go through channels to get that frozen, and it's not like a real easy thing to do. It's not something they just do automatically. So I think your funds are okay going there. And I believe if he ever received an order to freeze his account, they will come out and say it. Somehow the word will get out. Deboski, I don't know what Jojo is. We're gonna call his ass on live. Let's see. I just got off the phone with him. He finna cuss me out. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. What? Hey, you listen to this live? You will sleep, man. Well, I knew it because somebody asked me where JoJo is. I said, I'm finna call him while I'm live. No, ain't nobody cussing you out there. Somebody in the chat asking for you. And I'm live. And I said, I was going to call you while I'm live. Huh? Your ass will. Tell the people, hey, hold on. You don't get off that easy.
What's up, chat?
His ass was asleep.
I thought somebody was up there giving me the blues.
No, you had a friendly in here asking, what, Mr. JoJo? I knew his ass done nodded.
So they could curse my ass out.
Oh, was a bait to get your ass in there?
Bait me in there. Get me in there and curse me out. Let me turn my TV on.
All right. Yeah, I knew his ass had done not just that quick. He need to get examined for the dropsies or something. I just got off the phone with him. I was setting up my life. Old folk drop. Child, listen, Zoe. You know what? He do those lives when when the spirit hit him, he does them. But he doing a lot of background stuff and preparing a lot of stuff for him. Now you have to set that notification. Yeah, he had a knocked out. Knocked the hell out. But yeah, y'all, there's a lot going on, y'all. Please be patient with the information givers out here. Please, I mean all of them. Because I'm telling you, it's not going to always be good. It's not going to always be bad for either side. It's just going to be just like before. Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. And you have a lot of people. I'm gonna tell you. This is something so I have to put it on the people that I'll say is doing a foreign job, right? So I'll take myself out of it. Because there's a lot of people out here that's doing a good damn job, right? Whether it's reading it, whether it's trying to give their legal perspective to it, their personal perspective to it. We kind of get in the woods when we give an emotional perspective to it. And we can't too much listen to the people that give that ignorant perspective to it, because it's going to leave you lost. Okay? But you have a lot of people out here that pay for this fucking pacer shit, do research on all this shit. It's people I see that got shit that goes back dating from Surviving R. Kelly. I've seen people bring people names up, because I'm just into the paperwork part of it, the case part of it, and the procedure and all of that, the mechanics of it, the technical parts of it. So I don't know about all these extra actors that was involved in this here, all the people that can be featured walking in the court with R. Kelly. A lot of these people know the names of all them people and shit like that. I don't know them damn people. From a damn can of paint. I don't know. But and that's a lot of research. That's a lot of dedication. Even if they get it wrong, that's a lot of dedication and following. This is for a long period of time, right? You got people that, and my sorry ass, I built all them platforms, pay for them, but hell, I ain't broadcasting all of them. But I can always go back and upload them. I remember a long time ago when, oh Lord, when our third shift used to be funny as hell. And a few people that used to be in here, but Karen J, oh my gosh. When I started broadcasting and I built it to all these these different platforms and shit, and it was like going all over the world. We was getting calls, strange people was coming in here. And Karen was like, that's because you broadcasting all these platforms. It'd be 4 in the morning. And oh my, I got a dude talking about his girlfriend and stuff, wanting me to down be relationship counselor. It was crazy. It was great. It was fun as hell, though. That was funny. It was fun as hell. Oh, we had fun. But yeah, but I'm gonna get there, because I paid for the shit for a year. So hell. So I'm gonna get and some of the platforms are winning active because I haven't used them. I got a whole bunch of podcast platforms, all kind of channels here and there, everywhere. I just got to make sure I put content on them. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Yeah, the freaks came out right, Karen. Karen, like you broadcasting everywhere. Yeah. Oh my goodness, it should be so funny. Third shift should be funny as hell. Did we really talk about R. Kelly that much on the third shift back then? We was just talking about bullshit, anything. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. Oh, we get so nervous when shit gets started. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, you got people that upgrade their channels. Oh gosh, that 18-hour. Oh, QE, you was around for that 18-hour live. Oh my gosh, I wish somebody would have told me back then that it didn't. Back then you couldn't go over 10 hours with StreamYard. Now it's over 12. Or oh my gosh. At least everybody remember that live. That live what got me the goddamn so many fucking targets on my damn back from these people wanting to be the big YouTuber. Hell, I didn't know. Shit, I did not know that they had a YouTube envy like that. I didn't know these crazy motherfuckers. Mm. It was. Everybody and their mom was over here. But Levi didn't come, and who didn't come over? That was anybody. Levi, I think, was Levi. I think Spin Fire came. I think. But everybody that was somebody was in here. Everybody. I don't know what happened. Did somebody say we gonna goddamn just come on in there and bum rush over there? I don't know what happened. Boy, that was interesting. Everybody that was somebody was in here. Yeah, it was. That day was epic, Karen. It was crazy. I don't know how I made it. I really don't. I was so goddamn sleepy at the end. I went and got up, took a bath, and that was it. Oh, that was it. I was so sleeping tired. Right. That damn JoJo, the damn always get me in trouble, damn Ryan. That was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm trying to see when was the first time he came over here. Cause let me see. I can tell by this one thing. I didn't think we was gonna get along as friends, let alone nothing else. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Hold on. Okay. Shit. Okay. When was the first time JoJo popped his ass up over here? I tell you. Okay. So that had to be 5/6/2021. That mean that he hit the panel. He hit the panel. He had been over here a couple of days earlier in the chat, but he hit the panel on 5/6/2021. Make sure. What time was this? Yep, 5/6/2021. There go another anniversary date. Mm-hmm. Where you at, Do Dirty? What you know about Do Dirty? Progress. Progress, you don't know nothing about Do Dirty. Star Child, what's good with it? I drove from Tampa to South Carolina, listen to 8 a.m. I was like, oh, what's up, Star Child? Yeah, it was crazy. QE, I didn't even know you. Did you go by another name? I didn't even know you back then. Yeah, right, Star. That was crazy. I was like, this some bullshit. I was like, y'all don't even say. I harassed them people for months. I said, y'all don't even save them. They're like, we hand it off to YouTube. I was like, oh my God. And y'all don't save a copy yourself? That's bogus. And do you know, had I known, I believe this, I don't know, but had I known that if I could broadcast it if I broadcast it to Twitter and Facebook at that time, maybe I would have still had it. I don't know though. I don't know if it's just automatic. You lose it if YouTube is the main conductor, and then it dictates what you should. Yeah. You know what? I would have lost it. Because YouTube is the main conductor, because I share it to Twitter and Facebook from YouTube. So yeah, I would have lost it. So I couldn't avoid it that way. I would have had to go live as well on Facebook like that. Maybe I would have kept it like that if I went live from StreamYard to Facebook and Twitter like that instead of going through YouTube and sharing it. Yeah, that would I have to do. Yes, I only had the first 4 hours of it. That only I put up. That's the only thing it will say. Like, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. But oh, Queen Christy behind, I was gonna wait another day. I was gonna see if somebody talk about it. Somebody, saying that the specifications that I was talking about yesterday, the specifications that he wants is 3 separate jurors. That is what that are, Kelly. That damn R. Kelly is causing trouble, honey. The other case that was originally scheduled, now they got to find a place for it because of R. Kelly. R. Kelly. Y'all gonna have to, the ones that ain't, that ain't familiar with, y'all got to have some tough skin for this news that come out that may be, bad for either party. You just got to have some tough skin for that. Yeah, that's just how it's gonna go. But we are learning a lot now. I wonder if the prosecution will be okay with these 3 different juries. I wonder, will they be okay with that? I said 4 weeks. I said between 4 to 4 to 6. The judge came out and said they said about 4, I believe between 4 to 6. Probably closer to 4, but I wouldn't be surprised if it go to 6, because I think this time R. Kelly may have more people to put on, as well as people that may be able to qualify as character witnesses. And keep in mind, folks, a character witness relevancy during the trial and a character witness after the trial is over, if someone gets a conviction, is 2 different qualifications. All right. The bar real low. I mean, for as being a character witness after the fact in the post conviction phase, if a conviction is what happens. But during the trial, you can't just get on there and just say, "Hey, anybody could come down there." Cause see, let me get my nose together real quick. Hold on for a minute. Sorry about that. I don't understand why, unless people are just having a good time with it or whatever. I don't know why people are still asking why Dana ain't take the stand, or Levi, or or the sisters or his friends or whatever. Character witnesses, they got to qualify by at least two or three. Well, there's different types of character witnesses. And I don't believe that they would have qualified in either. It is what it is. So no, they can't just show up. They could say, if you should, if I would, if you should need me, and I fit the criteria, they're the lawyer know just on basis on what you got to say whether or not you'll be qualified as a character witness. Then I'll be available. What's up, T baby? T baby? T baby? The girl with the split, the cut even ends. She don't have no split ends. With all that pretty hair. Well, yeah, but a lot of people was around here saying that I don't know how this works. I don't know where none of this goes. If certain people take the stand, that introduce other people into the equation. No, because what you're getting up there to testify to, that is only what the other side can ask you about. You open the door, the other side walks through it. In very rare occasions where someone can wiggle it in where you can get up there and just you got to have, I mean, the just say for let me see if I can think of let me think about I can see if I can think about something. Yeah, what's good with it, Angel H? Yeah, let me see if I can think of something which a I mean, even if you allege that character witness was somehow involved in the crime and shit like that, you might can make a case to start questioning somebody for that, but no, you're going to testify to the facts you come to testify to. The other side is going to try to discredit you. That's what their focus on, make you seem like a unreliable character witness, and to maybe say that like if you say that, well, I was with him every day and he didn't do this. Well, they may have evidence to show that you wasn't with him every day. That type of shit. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know what could, let me see. Let me see. That's the only thing I could see that would be kind of bad. If you have a bad character witness, I mean, if the judge, if they can if the prosecutor can explore it, then yeah. don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Let y'all think of something. I mean, they could pretty much just ask about, I think, asking on cross about like the knowledge of what that person of the defense, like since they testifying to the knowledge about the defendant, they can ask them anything, maybe something in specific or something in general about, do you know about that? Was you there? Have you heard of this? Did you ever talk to the defendant about this? And that won't be hearsay because that's something that person is saying the defendant told them directly. So that person is on the stand so they can be questioned. So that's not hearsay. So So, I mean, you're pretty getting up there talking about the innate trait in someone as for your being their character witness. Can't they ask anything on cross? You got to, you can't ask anything on cross. On cross, you can ask leading questions, But on direct, you ask open-ended questions. But on cross, you can ask leading questions. You can ask, or you can ask somebody that's a hostile witness. You can ask them, leading question. I don't know why I'm getting sleepy. Yeah, but you just got to make that person. You have to take that character witness credibility. So. And if they don't know a whole lot about the person they're testifying for, see, they could go down a line of questioning that make them seem like you don't know shit about the person you're testifying for. So how can you get up here and testify as that is your whole person for coming up here, that you're saying based on that person's characteristics that it's less likely that they did whatever he's been accused of. And if you don't know certain things about that particular person, whatever, how can you get your ass up here and say that? Yeah, right, QE. You have to you get to make those witnesses look like liars, look inconsistent, or not have the best memory. You have to bring into question their character. Yeah. But y'all, I'm fixing to get on up off here. I am getting sleepy. But yes, I played a trick. And yeah. Oh, damn, Queen Chrissy. When you start, can you explain? I'm like, why is she zeroing in on this part? See, only smart people would be like, oh, why? It seems like she vague about this part. Why the fuck she ain't talking about this? And I was slick enough to give you information about, like to give you maybe some substance to kind of send you in a direction to come up with something. Mm-mm. Yes, honey. So I ain't gonna keep y'all past 2. So let me go ahead and roll out. Oh, thank y'all so much. It's a pleasure. So let the blue sign off for you. And thank you for your support in all these ways. Make you sure that you do these things so we can do those things. And you know you keep it hot when I drop this. And the blue people and everybody that come through is always what? Lit and live. And always thanks to Club White that comes through. I didn't have to go black. And then we didn't have a code red site tonight. So we had one by phone. And with that being said, make sure y'all do this. And we can get on out of here with that. Yes, 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 yes. What's good with it? What's good with it? Woo! Thanks again to the host, the hostess, and the guests, and everybody else. Make sure you love yourself, love yourself, and do something good for someone else. Until the next live, I'll see y'all. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love ya. Peace out.